Haha, Trump just lost another one. He lost another one, another judge. Now, I'm going to tell you in a minute. First of all, I'm Darren Monroe. I used to work on Kamala Harris's campaign as one of tens of thousands of people who did part of the engagement team. I have 30 years marketing, branding experience, and film, music, and helping over 100,000 people, businesses across 100 plus countries brand and market themselves. So what I do these days is help people who are liberals get clarity, go from chaos to clarity in my clarity group. Join my clarity group. The link is in the description and it's also on the homepage. Okay, you got it? Because I'm going to take you from chaos to clarity. I'm going to help you understand what you should be doing, what most people aren't talking about on the alarmist left, and what you shouldn't be doing, how you feel 1,000% better. Enough said. Let's talk. Let's get into the nitty gritty of this. Trump lost another one. Let me break it down to you. A judge ruled again in birthright citizenship against him because they figured there was enough babies under a class action suit to do a national injunction. He's going to have this problem over and over again. See, what happened is the Supreme Court left a loophole for the class action suits. The ACLU and others have been fighting it through Planned Parenthood and winning. There are other judges who are fighting it. See, understand, there are two groups, really three, that have been standing on business for us since the Big Beautiful Bill and since the Supreme Court rulings, okay, if you want to call them that. The first group has been the 23 governors and attorney generals. And now many people are beginning to see that through the gerrymandering wars. Even with the FBI going after him and all this other crazy stuff. Governor Pritzker, my governor in Illinois, the best governor we've ever had in Illinois, is standing on business. But then there's another group, which is the nonprofits, the ACLU, and other nonprofits who basically have been in court fighting for the last 28 weeks against Trump and winning. Remember, his score is 15 and 100 and now 108 because he just lost another one. He's going to continue to lose, but he doesn't care about that. I mean, that's what he does all his life for the last 40, 50 years. So he's going to keep going after that. But here's the good news, and listen to the end as I really break this down, because this will make you feel 1,000% better, and certainly hope that you subscribe to my channel, and I've earned your subscription. In fact, subscribe now, and if by the end of this video I haven't earned your subscription, that's fine. You can unsubscribe. Here's the deal. One, what we have to begin to do and understand is the history of this man. For 40 years, he's failed at everything. He's failed at buildings, at casinos, water, planes, you name it. It just over and over failed and failed. And his first term was failure, right? Because thousands of people died during COVID. Here's the other thing I want you to understand. As we go into this is that I know it looks rough with the Supreme Court rulings. I know it looks rough with the big, beautiful BS bill. But there's so many people who are out there fighting for us. Beyond the 23 governors and attorney generals, there are the nonprofits, the ACLU, Indivisible.org, and a bunch of them have been going to court and fighting. They've been preparing for this fight since 2023, 2 years ago. There's a third group, and that brings me to who ruled in. It was a judge, another judge. See, understand, there's a difference. Many of you think, well, he owns the Supreme Court, and yeah, it really does look like he does. I'm not BSing you, but I want you to understand the bigger picture. There's a civil war going on. There's several civil wars going on. Can we talk? I'll break it down to you like this. One of those civil wars is the judicial branch between the lower and appeal courts and the Supreme Court. Lower and appeal courts don't like the idea that they have had their national injunctions taken, they've had their lives threatened, and they've had to show up on business. They have protected us in so many ways. When those of you keep asking me, why hasn't anybody done anything? 23 governors, attorney generals, the nonprofit ACLUs, and the other hundreds of nonprofits, and the judicial branch, lower courts, and appeal courts. Those are the ones who've been standing with us in the judicial branch. The Constitution, the belief, the oath, the law has never become more prevalent in who believes it or not. And you know it's real when you know that in the last 28 weeks, We've not only had judges on the liberal Democratic side, no, 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 no. Reagan, both Bushes, and even Trump appointed judges have ruled against Donald Trump. That's why he went to the Supreme Court to try to get the national injunctions taken down. But here's the good news, and there is good news. Keep listening to the end. I want you to remember this number: 94 districts, 50 states, 677. So 94, 50, 677. What does that mean? That means there's 94 districts across 50 states and 677 lowercase judges. Now, lower court judges. Now, remember this: even though not all of them are on our side, by all means, but here's where the math comes in. There are enough of judges, and judging by the last 28 weeks, that there have been judges in the Bush, Reagan, and Trump appointees that have ruled against him. There are enough judges in each one of those 50 states to knock down all of his BS. Will they? Well, it depends on how it gets presented to them. Remember this: the more we fight, the more we have these lawsuits that go on, the more the stuff gets pushed back. What stuff? Well, the big beautiful bill, Medicaid, Medicare, veterans cuts, SNAP benefits. The more it's in court, the chance it has to be pushed back further to actually be active. How soon could it be active? Some of it's going to be in early, starting January. But that's the early stuff. They've been real slick to not make it prevalent until after the midterms, so they can lie and say, no, it's okay. We're going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. But nobody's believing that. The Democrats got two jobs. They got two main jobs. Three, technically. Three. They got three main jobs. But on this one, their job is to push the narrative that, whoa, we got a problem. They're doing Supreme Court rulings, and they're doing the big, beautiful BS bill that's trying to kill everything everywhere, and we need to fight in the midterms and get the majority back. And we need to fight towards 2028 and get that back. That's their job. Their second job is stand behind this gerrymandering every way they can, not just on behalf of Texas Democrats, but on behalf of our entire fucking democracy. The third thing they have to do is push Epstein. Like this whole stuff going on with the FBI getting involved to find the Texas Democrats. Let us not forget Epstein, because that Epstein list is the part. You mean tell me you can't release Epstein as FBI, but you can send FBI agents after 30 Texas Democrats who have broken no laws? When, by the way, back in 2003, they tried Abbott as the Attorney General, who's now the governor. Governor Hot Wheels was Governor Attorney General. When he basically, when he was the Attorney General in 2003, he tried to get the FBI to do the same thing, go after Texas Democrats. This ain't their first rodeo. And the FBI back then said, no way. No way. They're going down a rabbit hole that's going to be, it's going to be a tough fight for them. Meaning FBI, they're going by some illegalities, and it comes down to who is willing to break the law and who in the FBI is willing to stand on it. Sacrifices must be made, and we're going to find out what they are. But the good news is, every move they make, they're losing. Every push they do, they're losing. Sending ICE people to blue cities, they're losing. Sending troops to cities, whether it's National Guard or Marines or whatever, they're losing. Or Army, whatever, they're losing. Whatever they're doing to push and get these Texas lawmakers back to Texas, they're losing. The momentum is losing. Because quite frankly, Democrats are prepared, Democratic governors are prepared to gerrymander, and they should. You know, the gloves are off. Let's go. So here they are doing this. But now we look back to the birthright citizenship thing, and that's what I want you to get into. And this is something I teach in my Clarity group. So make sure you definitely get my Clarity group, link in the description in the homepage. I want you to grasp the bigger picture here. This fight overall has a tie-in. that very few people talk about. The Supreme Court is going to be ruling on some things that may affect redistricting for black and brown communities across the nation. They're trying to tear us down piece by piece. And what we have to do is make a stand now. The good news is that the Democratic governors and attorney generals are not like the Democratic Congress. There's a civil war going on there too, man. Not just between the progressives and judicialists, but between the governor, attorney generals and what they're doing and what Congress is doing. But the good news is the governors and attorney generals, they got swagger. They got confidence that Congress does not have. Thank God. If the judicial branch can continue to hold on in the lower courts, understand this. Donald Trump has 500 plus cases right now going on. His score again is 15 and 108 now. And what I'm trying to get you to grasp onto is the fact that the Supreme Court can only take so many cases. They can't try everything. So some of those things in the lower courts, whether they be in lower courts or appeal court, are going to stay there. He's going to try to push everything through the Supreme Court. That's been his playbook from go for the last 28 weeks. And what has it got him? A 15 and 108. And people are still fighting back. He only has so much time. This is tyranny with a time clock. Can we talk? It's really tyranny with the time clock. So when you see, yeah, he's lost, but this is a blow by blow. And for those of you, you got to really let go. Get in my group, get in my clarity group, because the first thing I'm telling people is the wealthiest thing Donald Trump has is not his millions, is not his crypto. Since that, you know what was stolen, the wealthiest thing he has is the space he rents in your head. He's with you. You understand? And the way he does that, let me give you a classic example. Now most of you see Epstein, right? Okay. Let me take you back for a moment to No King's Day, June 14th. There were 2,000 events with 10 million people protesting. And what happened? Nothing. Donald Trump did something we should watch and respect. He came out and said, I think I might bomb Iran. I kind of might bomb Iran. Maybe I will bomb Iran. Bombing Iran would be a good idea. And by that, Thursday, Friday, he had bombed Iran. He ordered the bombing of Iran. Why is this important? Because he captured the narrative that we had of revolution, civil war, fight back, no King's Day versus a little bitty itty teeny witty birthday parade. What I'm saying is he's a slickster, and now you see it with Epstein. But Epstein ain't the only thing that he's been doing for the last 28 weeks. Let me wake y'all up. He's been doing this for 28 weeks. Every time you hear Alligator Alcatraz, every time you hear $400 million plane, every time you hear I might or might not pardon Diddy, this is all designed to distract you. I'm going to prosecute Obama and Kamala Harris and Biden and Hillary Clinton. This is all designed. I'm going to put nukes on the White House, on the White House roof. It's designed to outrage and distract you. I'm going to spend $200 million in the White House. I'm not saying it's not happening, but he's doing whatever he can to get you to look the other way. Because if you look the other way, you ignore his losses, like the one I just mentioned. What's tracking more? The fact that he just lost his birthright citizenship, or the fact that he's going to help send FBI after those Texas Democrats? Yeah, I reported it too. Of course, everybody talk about it. I give assessment on it. But I want you to understand the bigger picture here. I reported it because it's something we should be talking about. But we also should be talking about this. He lost the birthright citizenship. And we should also be talking about all of the other grifts he has. Go into my playlist here on YouTube and see for yourself. Have I earned your subscription? Listen, go into my playlist and go over there to YouTube and look at my playlist. Binge watch my content. You will love it, and you'll see that nobody else is talking about it, especially not the alarmist left who keep coming up with breaking news, and then they walk away with no assessment. It's not that they think like me, it's that they think and say something other than breaking news. They're just repeating the man's talking points. They become left liberal parrots. Are they working for us or are they working against us? Take a left alarmist colonic. If anybody's always giving you breaking news with zero assessment and opinion, unsubscribe. Walk away from them. Seriously, they're not doing you any good. What I take you from chaos to clarity in the clarity group is very clear about what's going on, how to feel 1,000% better, how to get your peace of mind while knowing the simple things you should do. And believe it or not, it's just the opposite of some of the things you talk about. Yes, I do talk about the you-know-what being stolen. I even got a report on Epstein coming in the next 24 hours. I got one coming on Epstein. I got an update coming on the you-know-what being stolen, which you can't say here because they block and flag my stuff. And I talk about the insider civil wars. You know, there are about 5 of them between the military, the judicial, the Democrat, the Republicans, and even the wealthy. Not all the wealthy are on the side of this guy. Seriously, there have been wealthy people, millionaires on here commenting. People I actually know. I've been a businessman for 20 years. There have been wealthy people on here commenting that you don't even know them. 22 million millionaires in America and 700 are billionaires, and you don't know the majority of them. Nobody does. Maybe Forbes. But other than that, even the ones in Forbes who know them, they're not famous. There's an unfamous thing. The other report I'm going to be doing in the next 24 hours, behind what I've just said, I said Epstein, I said how they stole the you-know-what. I'm going to be talking about these civil wars, right? It's 5 different types of civil wars. I'm also going to be talking about the 8 different types of investigations that I believe that are happening based on, well, I can't tell you sources, but I can tell you it's a good chance they're looking into a lot of things, including who stole the you-know-what, deportations, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But they can't present it now. Not in this era. Look, they're sending the FBI after people who haven't done anything, Texas Democrats, over releasing Epstein files or any other kind of files or talking. They got their own agenda going on and they're willing to break every law. But let me tell you, it's tyranny on the time clock. That's the thing you got to pay attention to. When I say tyranny on the time clock, I'm talking about they only have so much time because after this shit is over, we're going to have hearings. We're going to have investigations opened up into everything. I'm not saying Trump's going to jail. In fact, I did a video in the last 24 hours. Look it up. It's called The Only Way I Believe Donald Trump is Going to Jail, 100% guaranteed. Just go look in my playlist list and you will find it. And I'm going to tell you, right, even millionaires have commented on it that you don't even know a millionaire. Even the millionaires come in and say, this is interesting. Yes, it could happen, but it's a very slim chance. But I'll tell you what's more of a bigger chance, and that is his whole staff going to jail. Pam Bondi, Steve Miller, several attorney generals, Bovine going to jail, Kristi Noem, definitely Tom Homan, a whole list of people. But they're not going to yank them right now from this administration. They're going down after this. It's happening. So I want you to pay attention. Keep your calm. Keep focused. I'm glad many of you always keep telling me I'm keeping you calm and everything. Thank you for your subscription. Binge watch my content to feel better here. If you want to feel even better and you want the insider game, get in my group. In the description, the link is there and in the homepage. I love y'all. Hold tight. Stay strong.